You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. This is April in Review, a breakdown of how every team did in the month of April, as well as an announcement about who the players of the month are in both the American and National Leagues. This is the Orioles' schedule. The Orioles went 16-10 in the month of April, and that 5-game winning streak they're on now puts them at 19-12, and they're in first place in the AL East. They passed the Yankees. The Boston Red Sox had a slow start. You see their one win in the second week of April, and they are 10-17 in the month of April, 11-22 overall. They're in fifth place in the AL East. The New York Yankees hit a bit of a skid toward the end of this month. They're on a 4-game losing streak now. They most recently lost to the Tigers. They went 16-11 in April. They're 19-13 overall, and they're second now in the AL East, a half game back of the Orioles. The Rays went 18-10 in the month of April. They're 19-14 overall, good enough for third place in the AL East. Not too many streaks for them. They've been pretty consistent in the win column in that month of April. And the Blue Jays went 10-15 in the month of April. They're 15-16 overall, good for fourth in the AL East. The White Sox went 17-9, one of the best records in the month of April. They're 20-11 overall, and they are in first place right now in the American League Central. The Indians went 13-15, though they're still over 500 in winning percentage for their overall record. They're 17-16. That's good for third place in the AL Central. The Detroit Tigers went 8-19, one of the worst records in the month of April. They're 9-22 overall. They're tied for fourth with the team that's been keeping pace with them. The Kansas City Royals are 8-19 as well. They're also 9-22 overall, and they are also tied for fourth with the Tigers in the AL Central. And the Twins went 15-10 in the month of April. They're 17-14 overall. That's good enough for second place in the American League Central. They're behind the Chicago White Sox. In the American League West, here are the Los Angeles Angels, who went 13-12 in the month of April. They're still below a 500 winning percentage overall, though. They're 14-16, tied for third place in the AL West. The Oakland Athletics went 14-13 in the month of April. They're 18-15, and they found a way to be in first place as the month of April expires. The Seattle Mariners went 12-15 in the month of April. They're 14-19 overall. They're in fourth place in the AL West. The Texas Rangers went 10-15. They're 14-16 overall, and they're tied for third place with the Angels in the AL West. And the Houston Astros had an off month here. They started the season off strong, but went 12-13 this month. They're 16-15 overall. They're now in second place behind the Athletics for the AL West lead. The Braves went 12-15 in the month of April. They are 16-17 overall, good enough for third place. They started this month off slow, but kind of had a rebound in that second to last week, winning every game in that week, all 6 games. The Marlins went 14-11 this month. They're 18-13 overall, good enough for second place in the NL East, though they had the lead for about a week or so before they gave it up to the Nationals. And speaking of the Nationals, they have the best record for the month of April. They are 18-7. That's in all of baseball, their best record. 18-7 in the month of April. They're 20-10 overall, and they're in first place right now in the NL East. The New York Mets, 10-16 in the month of April, 12-19 overall. They're in last in the NL East. And then the Philadelphia Phillies, 12-13 was their April record. 15-16 is their overall record right now, and they're in fourth place in the NL East. The Chicago Cubs finished 14-13 in the month of April. They're 16-16 overall, tied for second place in the NL Central with the St. Louis Cardinals. They had several opportunities to pass the Milwaukee Brewers recently, but you see they've lost 5 straight heading into May, and they're still stuck in second place. The Cincinnati Reds won 11-14 in April. They're 12-18 overall. That's good enough for fourth in the NL Central. The Milwaukee Brewers went 13-13 in the month of April, and despite their most recent losing streak of 6 games, they are still in the lead in the NL Central. They're in first place with a 17-14 overall record. The Pittsburgh Pirates start this year off slow. They went 9-17 in the month of April. They're 12-19 overall, and they are in last right now in the NL Central. And the St. Louis Cardinals went 13-14 in the month of April. They are 16-16 overall, tied for second with the Cardinals in the NL Central. The Arizona Diamondbacks went 13-12, started the month off slow, but found a way to poke some wins in there, and they finished this month with an above 500 winning percentage. They're still under 500, though, in their overall record. They're 15-16, and they're in fourth place in the NL West. The Colorado Rockies finished the month of April with a 10-13 record, though it looked like it'd be much worse. You see, there are several losses toward the beginning of the month, but they found a way to get a 5-game winning streak in to boost their record. They're still 11-18 overall, though, and they were in 5th place in the NL West. The Los Angeles Dodgers had one of the best records in the month of April. They went 17-8. They're 20-10 overall. They're in 2nd place in the NL West. The San Diego Padres also went 17-8 in the month of April, and they are 21-10, a half game ahead of the Dodgers in 1st place in the NL West. And the San Francisco Giants had a decent month. 14-12 was their April record. They're 17-14 overall and in 3rd place. And now here are the award winners from the month of April. Starting in the American League, pitcher of the month goes to Indians starter Carlos Carrasco. He went undefeated in the month of April, 3-0 record in 6 games appeared in, had a .211 earned run average, and struck out 46. Player of the month goes to Mike Trout, who had a .393 average with 11 home runs and 28 RBIs in the month. And Rookie of the Month goes to Seattle Mariners first baseman Evan White. He had a .241 average with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Now for the National League Award winners, Pitcher of the Month goes to Dodgers starter Walker Buehler, who went 4-0 in 5 games appeared in, and he had an earned run average under 1, a .96 ERA in the month of April, and he struck out 34. Player of the Month goes to Cardinals first baseman Paul Goldschmidt, who batted .349 with 9 home runs and 29 RBIs in the month of April. And the Rookie of the Month goes to J.P. Fireeisen, a bullpen arm for the Brewers. He had a 4-0 decision in 12 games appeared in out of the bullpen and did not give up a run. Struck out 13. This has been April in Review. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.